This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, Rehabilitation Hospital of New England. North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree. And Leo Inc., your local community action agency.
Good morning and welcome to the final month of 2023. With this comes celebrations, resolutions, and a possibly snowy holiday season. Due to Thanksgiving, we have a jam-packed show with videos from this and last week, so let's dive right in with the news for Friday, December 1st, 2023. My Brother's Table welcomed two new board members, Cassandra Farguson and Sean Reed, to replace retiring members Diana Conlon and George Sonia. Farguson is a 53-year Lynn resident who moved here from Costa Rica and has dedicated her life to supporting families in the city, most prominently as a community health worker at Lynn Community Health Center. While Reed is the district director for State Senator Brendan Crichton, a real estate agent at Century 21 Northeast, and was recently elected to the Lynn School Committee. He also works with several community organizations and co-founded Kayak and Sail Lynn. Their addition to the board promotes the message of MBT to spread positive change in Lynn through diverse perspectives. The Lynn Museum hosted the 12th annual Celebrate Literacy Day on Thursday, November 16th, honoring an organization and two individuals for their commitment and contributions to literacy in the city of Lynn. This event is not only a celebration, but serves as a reminder for the importance of literacy and the resources offered by these and other groups.
We are celebrating the 12th annual Celebrate Literacy Day, and I'm here in representation as president of the Lynn Hispanic Scholarship Fund. We are the institutional organization that has been selected this year. Every year a nonprofit is selected. We're very fortunate this year that LHSF was, in conjunction with two other community members.
I run our dual language programming in the Lynn Public Schools, and so for me, I really love the celebration of all things Latino and the Spanish language, and just really honoring all of our students' assets and the literacy work that we do in the Lynn Public Schools, and so I love to see the community come together and celebrate that.
It was nice to see that the community came together and decided to recognize me for the work that I have done these past 11 years. Not just in the committee, but within the community as well. There's a lack of literacy altogether. So how are the parents going to teach the kids, and how the parents are going to be role models for the kids in picking up that book, and the importance of reading and the importance of education.
My job and my passion is really to tap into all of the fabulous literacy that our students are bringing in their first language. And so dual language for me, which is a bilingual type of programming, it's really a celebration of the Spanish language and English language, and allowing kids to express themselves across both languages and to learn to read in both languages.
The whole goal is to be able to educate our young people so that they can then help their families. Most of our students are first generation to college, and this is a great way to not only get them to go from perhaps the working class to the middle class, but also to then help their families and the greater community.
The application period for the civil service test is now open from November 23rd to January 16th, 2024. This is the first step to becoming a police officer for the City of Lynn, described as a rewarding career where you can serve your community. Submitted by Lynn PD, benefits can include educational incentive, paid vacations, health and dental coverage, and a pension plan. Visit lyntv.org for the flyer, more information, and the link to sign up for interested parties. Lieutenant Matt Reddy of the Lynn Fire Department was one of 11 recipients of the Governor's Citation for Meritorious Conduct at the 34th Annual Firefighter of the Year Awards. Reddy was honored for his role in saving the life of an 85-year-old man who collapsed on a flight traveling to Las Vegas on January 27th. Through the combined efforts of 4 firefighters and a nurse on board, they began IV access, medication assistance, and administered CPR for 90 minutes while the flight was diverted to Omaha, Nebraska. They briefed the waiting ground medical team for further treatment and transport. As stated by Governor Healy, quote, "It's an honor to celebrate them as individuals and teams. They represent the very finest in a tradition of helping others in times of danger and crisis," end quote. The weekend of the 18th was full of art as both the Lydia Pinkham Studios and Gala hosted open studios. Totaling more than 70 artists between the locations, visitors were in for a treat, browsing art that covered mediums from painting to sculptures to pottery. Here's more from the annual event.
Today is open studios in Downtown Lynn, the Lynn Arts Building. We have 22 artists in the galleries on the first floor in the theater. And throughout the building, there are a lot of other artists who have swung their doors open, and you can get a peek into their processes, and they have all sorts of paintings and pots and photographs and jewelry. There's so many different things to see that they have made in their studios.
I'm Kier Sebastian, and I run Lydia Pinkham Open Studios as well as the Clay School. And here this weekend we have our big annual event, which goes on for 2 days, from 10 to 5 both days. We have about 55 artists participating. About 28 of them are here in the studio, and there's potters and painters and woodworkers and photographers and sign makers and enamel artists. I mean, we've got all sorts of artists who are here. And it's our big annual weekend where we open our doors and show everybody what we make.
The Lydia Pinkham Building has been doing open studios for a long time. I believe it's 17 years. And Gala specifically and the museum, we've only been doing open studios for about 5 or 6 years.
We definitely want to thank the Lynn Cultural Council and the Mass Cultural Council for being amazing supporters. We also have Kim and Kyle there, Kim, Allison, and Kyle Day. They're both artists here in the Clay School, and they help me run open studios. It's a fantastic event. It also is connected today on Saturday with events going on in Downtown Lynn. There's a trolley running from noon to 6 p.m. today.
It's incredible. The work that we see is just of top-notch quality, and the artists are incredible.
And then on Sunday, we'll be just this building, but there's 4 floors and a basement, and there's artists on all of them, and I hope you come visit. So for people coming, I hope you get introduced to the amazing art scene that's happening right here in Lynn, and you support your local artists by coming and maybe finding great pieces for Christmas as well, or whatever holiday, as well as, you know, just come see this cool old historic building that's right here in your neighborhood.
Lynn football players, cheerleaders, and band members came together for a tradition stretching all the way back to the 1920s for the 101st annual Thanksgiving football luncheon and celebration, marking the end of the season by giving everyone involved a chance to celebrate and look forward to the Thanksgiving Day games.
On Tuesday, November 21st, Lynn athletes, coaches, sponsors, and cheerleaders all gathered to celebrate the 101st annual football luncheon.
Lynn schools were celebrated for the 2023 football season, which included food and sponsorship awards for Brotherhood Credit Union, Riverworks Credit Union, St. Jean's Credit Union, and Metro Credit Union. The event also featured remarks from guest speakers such as Mayor Jared Nicholson and State Senator Brendan Creighton.
I am really just honored to be here. 101 is a long time, but it's really a testament to the importance and the enduring value of the competition, the fun, and the camaraderie, and ultimately the family in the broader sense that this day represents.
The tradition we have here around Thanksgiving football in Massachusetts, but in particular Lynn, some of the oldest rivalries in the country, and something all of us look forward to throughout our careers. Cherish every moment you have over the next couple of days. It's a tremendous time of year for the city of Lynn, but in particular for those of you that are getting out on the field and competing. Whether you're a cheerleader, football player, or band member, we appreciate all the hard work you put into this. Go enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving.
For LCTV News, I'm Josh Englander.
Governor Healy was in Beverly on the 28th to announce the launch of the Commonwealth's Resilient Coasts Initiative, a plan to create and fund long-term solutions to rising sea levels in the state's 78 coastal communities. According to the National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, flooding in Massachusetts has tripled since 2000, with sea levels rising at an average of 1 inch per 8 years, costing $1 billion in coastal damages each year by 2070 if this pattern continues. As part of this new initiative, Massachusetts will hire a Chief Coastal Resilience Officer and assemble a Coastal Resilience Task Force made up of representatives from communities, businesses, scientists, and environmental advocates. Coastal Resilience District will also be established based on the unique climate-related changes they face, all with the goal of protecting people and businesses on the shoreline through programs such as dredging, coastal nourishment, and managed retreat. For the past 56 years, the nonprofit Santa's Helping Hands has been providing coats, gloves, and presents for families in Lynn. Entering another holiday season, their annual scavenger hunt was hosted on Sunday, November 26th, and saw more than 30 teams participate. Groups are given 2 hours to traverse the city, taking as many pictures as possible to match the prompts given out, before returning for a raffle drawing and prizes.
Hi, I'm Joanne Walsh. I am a member of the Santa's Real Elves. I am on the committee running the scavenger hunt this year because we won it last year. Fun fact, the first place team has to run this event next year, so it's a kind of a balance between do I want to win or do I not want to win. And all of the proceeds from today go to the Santa's Helping Hands organization, which provides a Christmas party for 40 or so families in Lynn every year.
And my name is Karen Miller. My team, we are the Soccer Moms. We're a group of women who coach as well as cheer on our kids at Lynn Youth Soccer. This is my third year doing this event, and it's a lot of fun.
So we have 34 teams of 4. They each have a captain. From noon to 2, they'll run all around Lynn, collecting pictures of different items and recreating some pictures. And each one involves some points, and they come back and we tally up all the points, and we'll have a first, second, and third place. We have a tremendous amount of raffles this year. Thank you to all of our donors. A lot of the businesses in Lynn have donated, and a lot of the teams participating have donated as well.
It's a fun community event, and Joanne and I are both members of the Ladies Hibernians here in Lynn, and one of our goals in that organization, which is also a nonprofit and a charitable organization, is to do more community events. And though this event itself is not a Hibernians event, there's a lot of us who are here because we like to be part of the community. We like to enter into whatever kind of service that we can for the community. And so that's one of those things, is that it's helping people in our community who need it. And it's a fun event, and it brings people together.
The Department of Public Works is partnering with Black Earth Compost to offer curbside composting for the city. Residents can register to receive a curbside bin as well as compostable liners, with the first 100 people who sign up also getting a starter composting kit for free. The bin can be used to collect items such as food scraps, used paper products, and certified compostable serviceware, with the option to book a recurring pickup time by Black Earth Compost. In the spring, participants all receive a voucher for a cubic yard of compost, as well as deals on soil and bulk compost. In the Red Zone, the sports update. It was a week full of rivalry games, highlighted by the 110th showdown between the classical Rams and English Bulldogs. Neither team could get much going offensively, as the Rams earned an 8-0 lead in the first half that the Bulldogs were unable to match. English had a strong defensive stand on their own 2-yard line, forcing Classical to turn it over on downs on their first possession of the game. The Green and Gold still managed points, however, when they tackled a Bulldog running back in the end zone for a safety, tacking on a touchdown on a 2-yard quarterback keeper. It was still a nail-biter, as English scored on a 49-yard punt return with just under 9 minutes remaining in the third. The Bulldogs had the ball on 4th and 7 with a minute remaining, but could only muster 6. Kip took down Lynn Tech in commanding fashion, 45-19, led by Monterrey Castro, breaking records in his final Thanksgiving game. Castro found the end zone 5 times, catching 3 and running for the other 2. He is now Kip's all-time leader in receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, catches, and total touchdowns, breaking single-season records in those categories as well during Wednesday's game. The first half was tight as the teams kept trading touchdowns, but Kip took a 15-13 lead in the second, adding on 30 more in the next 2.5 quarters for the win. The Panthers finished their season at 6-5, while the Tigers dropped to 3-8. St. Mary's also closed out their season, falling to Everett 56-28. The Spartans kept it close into the third quarter, drawing within 2 possessions 35-20, but that is as close as they would get. Every time St. Mary's had an explosive play, Everett would match it with one of their own. The game did provide ample opportunities for the underclassmen to shine, including sophomore Jim Jennings, who took it 39 yards to the house in the fourth. With the Patriots out of the running at 2-9, we turn our attention to the more promising and frankly less painful 14-4 Celtics and 15-4-3 Bruins. The Seas advanced to the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament, beating the Orlando Magic 113-96 and the Chicago Bulls. Going into the Bulls game, Boston knew they had to win by at least 23 points to advance, and they got it done, winning by 27, 124-97. Going into the season, Boston traded Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, and Malcolm Brogdon, who were key players last year, and it appears to be working so far. They're currently sitting atop the Eastern Conference and have advanced to the knockout round of the in-season tournament. The Bruins are looking to avenge their first-round elimination from last season, while also losing 2 central players to retirement. Boston is coming off 3 consecutive losses to the Detroit Red Wings 5-2, New York Rangers 7-4, and Columbus Blue Jackets 5-2. They broke the streak last night, blanking the Sharks 3-0. However, the biggest headline was the arrest of winger Milan Lucic on assault and battery charges. Lucic was released on personal reconnaissance bail, with his next court date scheduled for January 19th, and is taking a leave of absence from the team. Cultura Latina Dance Academy was highlighted on the Lynn Lowdown for this week. Their founder and CEO came on to discuss their goals for next year and the importance of understanding the culture behind the dances they teach. Here's the Lowdown. Hello and welcome to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on the founder and CEO of Cultura Latina Dance Academy Incorporated. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You mind just quickly introducing yourself for us?
Of course. I'm Yaya Rodriguez, and I'm the founder and CEO of Cultura Latina Dance Academy. We are at the 25 Exchange Street in Lynn, and we've been there since 2011.
Wow, so you've been there for quite a while, you're really established. And you teach, as you were saying before, a pretty broad range of ages. So what is the range?
The youngest we have is a 2-year-old, so we have 2 to 17, and then we have our adults program, which is slightly separate. But yeah, our youngest is 2 years old.
I'm just imagining them running around, and it's so cute.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Adorable.
Adorable, especially the little ones with the big tutus. So cute.
Of course, bigger than them, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, gosh. And so one of the things that it says in your mission statement is talking about the roots of dance. So why do you think it's so important to learn that as well?
I think most of us have come from other places or have been, our heritage come from other, countries. So I think it's very important for us to know where we're from in our heritage. So when we do most of the styles of dance, we teach them the roots of it so they can better understand the style and they can better understand the trajectory of that, which is what they're focusing on.
And I've seen your students perform several times. What styles do you teach there?
We do acrobatics, ballet. We also do Latin rhythms such as merengue, bachata. And we have a brand new program for Afrobeat, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not a dancer myself, but I do love watching, and I'm very impressed by anyone who can. And for anyone who wanted to get involved, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they can call our phone number, 781-922-1339. WhatsApp always works, or in our social media. So we have Instagram and Facebook, Cultura CLDA Lynn.
Great. And is there, like for classes, do they run during certain times of the year? Are they all year? How does that sort of work?
Oh, we run as a season. We kind of follow the school system. We start in September and in June.
Okay.
But we consistently take students throughout because we understand that some families need the beginning when you start school and you need to figure out your schedule, and then also like the end of sports season. So right now we're getting all that. All those students that now are done with volleyball and football, and now they're coming in. So we're taking students throughout the year until the classes are full.
Oh, that's great to know. What is your capacity? Curious for classes. Does it vary?
It varies per class. We have 3 different rooms at the Lynn Arts building in the lower level. And we have one room that we can only have 10 students. We have another one that is 15 and another one that is 20.
Oh, great. So I would assume it varies based on size and age, too.
Yes, definitely.
And you mentioned you've been there since 2011. So what originally inspired you to open a dance studio?
Oh, it was such a beautiful journey. We were invited to dance at a local church to do some folkloric dances from the Dominican Republic. And then we did some associations and then some events at the Lynn Museum. So it kind of fall through. We did some rehearsals. We would do it at the church, at their hall. Sometimes we would do this at a hair salon at a friend. So we would move all the hair stuff and then start rehearsal. And then it started with that early in 2011. And then towards the end, we went into Lynn Arts because families saw that the kids loved it. And there was such a potentially good program. And they asked, why can't we do this more consistently? And that's how we started.
That's such a great story. When you start something that's so popular and people are like, we want more, we want to see it more.
Yes.
And how big is your staff? Like, how many instructors do you have?
So for instructors, we have 8 professional dancers.
Wow.
And then we have a full staff of volunteers. So we have a lot of high school students that are looking for that life experience on a job. So they come and volunteer, or we have a few that are hired as a staff. And we do the summer programs for them so that we are teaching also, you need to be responsible when you show up for a job. You need to be, attentive. And so aside from dance, I think we're doing with this group of teens is that we're preparing them for the workforce.
Oh, yeah, really, because you mentioned how it talks about leadership, self-esteem, teamwork. It really teaches a lot of values.
Absolutely, we try.
Yeah, you do very well with that. And You, as the founder CEO, do you teach as well, or do you have different responsibilities?
I do. I teach very rarely, but I do teach. And I try to focus more on the administration now because we have such a strong staff teaching. But every now and then you see me in the classroom as well.
Because you perform sometimes with your students when they go out, which is always fun to see. What sort of events do you participate in? Is it really when you get invited? How does that usually work?
So we have certain events that we kind of do every year, especially for Hispanic Heritage Month. But if someone has a birthday party and they want a performance, we come on. If someone has a staff meeting or a certain celebration and they want us to come and perform and do a showcase, we are open to perform.
And I noticed you do recitals as well. When do those usually happen?
They happen in June. So every year in June, all of our students, so currently we have 121 students.
Wow.
And they all perform in our end of the year recital. It's a lot of fun. It's beautiful to see for the little ones.
Oh, yeah, looking through the pictures, it looks like so much fun, so much teamwork. Yeah. And you just hit 12 years, which is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what are you thinking about, not what's next, but what are you thinking going forward?
I think in a nutshell, we want to make sure that we continue to provide affordable dance to families and be able to grow and reach out more of our community. I think there's still a lot of our families that still don't know about us in the city, in the surrounding city as well. So we want to make sure that we reach out to everybody, as many as possible, and that we, share this passion that we have of dance and leadership with everyone.
And you've really been involved in dance for quite a while. Why do you think it is so important and so impactful?
I think just having a discipline, following through with something, just the pattern of doing things can definitely help you in life. And also the physical aspect, you're active, you're physical. And then we also engage the students of how you're behaving at home, how you're behaving in school, and, how you're eating, I think when you go to a dance school in general, is that community, that love, that tightness, but it's also all of the other things that surround it. So I think it's doing a discipline or doing dance or doing a sport is extremely important for a child's future, and for more together community.
Definitely. And if students sign up, do they have to sign up for a specific style, or can they try different ones?
We definitely try to have it, have the students try out different things. Yeah. So for example, we have two families that are coming tomorrow that want to try out the ballet class. And then we had a family that came yesterday and tried our acrobatics, and on Saturday our Afrobeats. So we are open to trials, but most of the families, when they come in, they already did the research, they looked it up online, and they know this is what I want, this is what I'm going. So most of the families come in ready to go.
Oh, wow. They come in prepared.
Yes.
Like, I got this. I know what I want.
Yes, most are. Yeah.
Is it common to have students that they begin at a certain age and continue up through the academy? Is that a common thing?
It's very common. We have this one student that she started when she was 6 years old, 7 years old, and she is now one part of our staff.
Wow.
So she came through, took a break, went and tried all the things, and then came back, and she's now part of our staff. And we have one of our teachers that she started with us when she was 11 years old, and now she's a full-on dance instructor. So we have a lot of students that are repetitive or coming back and part of the families.
And that's a big testament to you, because that means they want to come back. It really builds a good community. As you said, it gives them good structure, discipline, a lot to be learned.
Yes, definitely.
And I know I have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything else you wanted to mention that I hadn't touched upon?
No, we just want to make sure that we reach out to the families and everybody that wants to come by and see the studio. Even if you're not signing up, you just want to come and, hey, I want to check it out. I saw this and I'm interested in knowing about it. And we're nonprofit, so it's always nice to have people coming in and seeing and being part of it, whether it's through dance, donation, or sponsorships.
Great. Fantastic. And I want to thank you again for coming on and talk about this amazing organization.
Thank you.
Great. in time. And look for them the next time you're at an event. I'm Dani Vittori. This is the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Now, the community calendar. Tomorrow the 2nd, the Lynn Public Library presents a craft fair and book sale. Head down to the library between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. to browse a wide range of crafts and books for your holiday shopping, and enter to win crafts donated by the featured artists. All proceeds from the crafts and book sales will go towards supporting programming at the library. The city is ringing in the holiday season with the tree lighting in City Hall Square on December 5th from 4 to 7 p.m. The tree lighting will take place at 4, followed by performances from the Lynn Public Schools Chorus and All City Marching Band. At 5 p.m., residents can head to City Hall for arts and crafts, free books, and more performances. The second annual sensory-friendly holiday party will take place on December 7th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Eastern Bank, 195 Market Street. Hosted by the Lynn Disability Network, there will be food, gentle music, and live performances for people to celebrate in an environment that is more comfortable for them. There will also be a sensory respite area and bilingual alternate communication boards. With that, we're at the end of the news for this week. For more information and press releases on holiday events happening around the city, follow @Lynn Community Television on social media. And visit lyntv.org for our complete community calendar, event coverage, and breaking news, stories, or go to Lynn Community Television on YouTube for full meeting coverage and interviews. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, Rehabilitation Hospital of New England. North Shore Community College. If you have the will to attend college, we have the way for you to earn your degree. And Leo Inc., your local community action agency.